Hello, I'm Jesse from Digging Appalachia. Just here to kind of introduce myself to everybody. This is a new channel I'm starting. My wife and I have been, we've been putting videos on YouTube. She has mostly for quite a while now, and I just kind of decided I'm going to kind of branch off and have a channel that's ours, but still more focused on me. Crystal will be doing a lot of filming whenever we're actually out on like different locations. But this is just going to be a little preview of some of what to expect from our channel. Things that we dig, things that we've been, different places we've been going to rockhound and fossil hunt, and this is just some of what I have laying around the house right now. And unfortunately, we are in the process of moving, so our rocks are kind of scattered all over the place, and just everything's a little chaotic now. So it might take this channel a little while to get a decent amount of content on it, but I am going to just go through and show you some of the different crystals and minerals and fossils that we will be looking for, and we're going to try to be pretty informative as far as just letting people know where we're finding them. We're going to do it by county, because we don't want any places getting overdug or overpopulated with people. So we're not going to give you an exact location, but if you really, really, really want to know, just hit us up. And you can do it on this channel, or you can do it on Crystal's channel at Corenzen333. And if I can figure out how to do it, I will put a link in the description for this. But I'm going to start showing you some of what we're going to be looking for. Right here is a piece of uncleaned quartz, and these crystals, this is actually a piece that Crystal found down at Diamond Hill mine in South Carolina. And Diamond Hill is a public mine that anyone can go to. It's a pretty awesome place. You go, and I think it was $20, and you can basically take as much as you want, with the exception of bringing a trailer in with you. You can basically throw as much stuff in the back of your truck as you would like to, and they're not going to say a thing. They'll actually probably encourage it. But that was some of the Diamond Hill stuff. There might be, here's a little, I don't know how, I'm going to eventually get a better camera, because it's real hard to see anything on this one. I have a pretty old phone, and I'm new to technology, so it'll take me a while to get this whole thing figured out. There's a little piece of smoky quartz from Diamond Hill. It's kind of hard to see the color in it, but Diamond Hill, you can basically find quartz, aquamarine, a very, very limited amount of amethyst, and different celestial quartz. But it's definitely a cool place to check out. We've gone there twice now and had pretty good luck both times. Now I'm going to move on to some more quartz that we've been finding. These are some of the points from the location that we did go to in Carbon County. And this stuff has been cleaned with oxalic acid. We soaked them for maybe, I don't know, a few hours, but the stuff we're picking out of there is pretty amazing. As far as the clarity in it, like, this stuff is so ridiculously clear. And I mean, I don't know how great my camera is, I don't know how great the light is in here, but this is the quality of the stuff we pulled out of there. And I mean, we pulled just one point after another, after another, after another, and we spent maybe 4 hours there, and you know, just, it was crazy how many crystals we were finding. But this is a batch of stuff that has uncleaned. Like, this has not been soaked yet, so you can kind of see when you pull it out, it has a lot of the iron oxide on it, and you know, it's really easy to get off. You know, you can use this stuff called iron out, but iron out is oxalic acid, so you may as well just buy a couple pounds of oxalic acid. It's really cheap and available. You know, eBay, you can find it pretty much anywhere. But I mean, this stuff isn't even cleaned yet, and look at that. I mean, we're picking beautiful stuff out of there. These are some of the clusters that we're pulling. The clusters are pretty tricky because, I mean, this stuff's growing in big boulders, and you can kind of see how the veins just run through the boulder randomly, and you just have to kind of take your sledgehammer or the old hammer and chisel and start pounding away on the stuff. And it seems like you break about as much as you keep trying to do it that way, but I mean, if you really want to, you can pull some nice clusters out of the same location. And I mean, the points are just as clear as the ones we're pulling out of the ground by sifting. And it's not sifting through dirt, you're sifting through some pretty harsh rock. And I mean, even with like average normal couple dollar pair of work gloves, you're probably going to work through them. So that's basically some of the quartz stuff we're finding, along with the Herkimer diamonds. And these are pieces we found up at Ace of Diamonds mine. And I'm going to make another video after this highlighting more of the jewelry and the how-to video type stuff that we're going to be doing on the channel. But these are Herkimer diamonds that we're finding up in New York, and it's another place where, you know, it's a family-friendly public mine. Can't remember exactly how much it is to dig a day, but they have a campground. You can camp right there for a week if you want. There's water, electric, some showers. There's also some rustic camping areas. There's another little piece from Tresco. I don't know if I put it on there yet. Up in Carbon County. Yeah, Herkimers are amazing though. I mean, boulder busting, or, you know, at Ace of Diamonds, they come and just dump, you know, a dump truck load of rock and dirt and everything. And, you know, you get big groups of people coming there that, you know, everyone's kind of there for the same thing. And, you know, never really got any bad vibes from anybody there. We had a great time camping, great time hanging out with the locals. Couple pretty well-known YouTube personalities that we got to bump into. We bumped into Brian Major and his buddy Buster, and, you know, just briefly met, you know, for a couple days, some of the folks up there. This is a smoky Herkimer from up that way. I don't know if you can really see the smoky in it, but I think that's a pretty amazing little piece. So if you guys ever get a chance to go up to Ace of Diamonds, definitely check that place out. Middleville, New York. This is some local fossil from the county we live in right now. We're in coal country here, so we find a lot of plant fossils, lepidodendrons, and, you know, this is a nice fern that Crystal found. We found some recently, but it literally, we drove around Clearfield County, Pennsylvania for basically a whole day and ended up finding one fern, you know, and it was the first rock I split open at this location that we went to. And I ended up finding a really nice fern, so I thought we were going to end up at a honey hole, but I was mistaken. Going to move on to some other things. This is what we're hoping to find down in South Carolina. This is a piece from Amos Cunningham, and he has, just beautiful stuff on his property. And here's some amethyst, not even cleaned, still has iron oxide residue on it, but he has beautiful stuff on his property, and there's some pretty cool stuff coming from that area right now that hopefully we'll be able to, get in on here pretty soon at some point. But yeah, that's a couple pieces of amethyst and a little chunk of aqua barrel from his property. A lot of that down our way in South Carolina. That's part of why we're moving there. Here's another beautiful amethyst piece from down there. We haven't actually found any yet, but we know some people that do. And eventually once we get moved there, we're gonna end up hitting a vein, and it's kind of our goal with moving to South Carolina is to try to come across a piece of property that has a vein on it that we can dig. Okay, moving on here. This is some dog's tooth calcite that we're finding. It's little teeny micro crystals. I don't even know how well my camera can get in on these, but this is one crystal found. And this is from a site in Blair County, Pennsylvania, which is near Altoona, if anyone's ever heard of that. But this is from basically a spot right alongside a major highway that there was an old road cut, and they cut into an ancient seabed. So we find a lot of marine fossils there. Unfortunately, my collection right now is down at our other house. But we find a lot of sea lilies. I've been getting into some ammonites, gastropods, trilobites. I think I have a little piece of a trilobite tail that I just found laying on a table somewhere to show you. But yeah, we'll get into some neat stuff there. This is a fossilized clam we just found in a bank on actually a friend of ours. Their driveway has a little, cut through it, and it was just full of hundreds of these little guys here. And this is stuff we'll be looking for and doing in our other videos. And we're going to also move into some how-to stuff. Just some more of the crystals we found in Trescal. And I'm going to do a video maybe later tonight or tomorrow and just show you how to do a real basic wrap on these little crystals. And I basically use electrical wire instead of going and buying specialty jewelry wire, because you go to Lowe's, you're going to save a ton of money compared to, ordering it out of a jewelry catalog. But I'm going to kind of speed it up here a little bit and try to wrap this video up. Last week we took a little trip into North Carolina, and we went looking for kyanite and apatite out in the National Forest, but we didn't know. We drove to Asheville area and got half an hour outside of town and did not know that in North Carolina the National Forest closed down the forestry roads for the season. We never would have thought, just with lack of snow and everything. This is actually a piece of quartz from a place. It was a public mine called Ray's Diamond Mine, and it was in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania, but it closed down and went up for taxes. Last I heard, somebody bought it. It's private now, so it can no longer be dug. But while we, were looking for the kyanite, we ended up you know, finding a bunch of garnets in Matrix, which we just found thousands of them, but I don't have any to show you right here. And then the following day, or a couple days later, we went to a Mica mine where you can find aquamarine, golden beryl. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and it's going to be a spot we hit up in future videos. And some of the mica we found, even, I mean, it's I guess you can't really tell here in the video, but I mean, it's some clear stuff. Beautiful mica pieces. And I know a lot of people don't really care much about mica, but we don't have it where I'm from, so it's pretty cool. And this was actually the very first piece of black tourmaline I found at this place. It's in Matrix, but there's some black there. There's supposedly green, but it's very, very rare to find. And we're going to try to do a night video there where we actually go out and hunt for some of the fluorescent stuff that you can find at this same location. And it's just an abandoned mica mine out in the National Forest. So, you know, we'll see what we find there. And probably make a couple videos. But I am going to wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will share it with people. Hit the subscribe button and follow us. We're trying to start this thing up, and we appreciate any kind of help. Thank you. Goodbye.